So Katrin and I put some thoughts down, what we would be interested in to have a conversation about. It's all about, so the core should be about 5G technology and what it circumvents, what it's about. I assume you know. If you don't know, you can also ask me questions. I'm quite knowledgeable until a certain level. Yeah, if it goes down to radio waves, I'm probably going to end up having to call somebody to ask for more details. What success factors for use cases on the 5G network could be. Is there really an open innovation agreement between telcos in regards to 5G, and does it actually work? So the collaboration between big and small. Yeah. So.
And maybe Daniel, because we are just we are such a small group, so maybe we can have a quick round,
yeah,
or where the people come from and what are you working for, and so that would be super for us. Shall I start?
Okay,
Or you, Daniel?
Okay, cool. Happy to say. So I'm Daniel. I work for Deutsche Telekom. In Deutsche Telekom, I'm working for Hubraum. We're the tech incubator of Deutsche Telekom. We take care of picking up innovative startups and new products and transfer them in the product and portfolios of Deutsche Telekom. And the aim is always to create a beneficial situation for everybody involved, for the startup, for the customer, and for ourselves as well, as of course. In this regards, I do program management, so I organize and orchestrate the collaboration between startups and DT.
Yeah, and nearly the same I do for Telefonica Germany. So I'm Katrin Bacic, one of the managing directors and head of venture development for Vira. Vira is the Open Innovation Hub, the so-called corporate accelerator of Telefonica. And yeah, I mainly do the matchmaking of the startups with our business units at Telefonica. So we are kind of the key to do business with Telefonica for small companies. And yeah, Vira already founded in 2011. We are present in 10 countries. So we work pretty globally. We have more than 500 startups in our portfolio. But the main aim of the program, or the heart of the program, is really to do joint business. So we see ourselves as kind of a matchmaker and, as I said, key and door opener to Telefonica business. And looking forward to the next minutes.
Okay, so may I introduce myself? Do you hear me? Okay, so my name is Shlomi Arbel. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Telecom. Telecom is an Israeli startup. We are located in Tel Aviv. And we developed a product that enables the connectivity of smart city cameras over the cellular network. So instead of using cables, you just, the city connect, you know, thousands of cameras around the city. And just like by plug and play, uses a modem and connect over the cellular network. So today, as you probably know, well, video is a bandwidth hungry, and cellular is a limited bandwidth, and you cannot connect more than one or two cameras over a cellular cell. And using our technology, you can connect 10 times more. So we have a project right now in Tel Aviv, together with an Israeli operator, and we had some pilot with Bosch in Spain, and I can tell you it's amazing. And right now, we are looking for ways to take this product one step forward and to go to 5G. So in Israel, it's quite simple. We connected our operators, and they are willing to take this like a pilot or to work together on a 5G in Israel. But then I'm looking also for ways, and as you know, it's not simple to communicate with large companies such as Deutsche Telekom and Telefonica. And I was looking for a way to work together also with such companies, because the customers needs to connect a lot of cameras and with a high resolution, and even taking that into consideration with the 5G and all the more frequencies and bandwidth, it's still limiting what the customer needs. And using our technology, it will open the way to connect more and more cameras. So it's benefit for the operators, it's benefit for the city, benefit for the integrators, and by using our management, you can connect like thousands of smart city cameras in the city over the cellular network. So my question is how to run a pilot to show both Telefonica and Deutsche Telekom the benefits of our management algorithm to manage those cameras.
Let's have Ofer introduce himself, and then I'll get to your question. I noted it. Works for you?
Hey everyone, my name is Ofer Cohen. I'm the head of the AT&T Innovation Center in Israel. So we're working on creating business value, open innovation, connecting between corporate and startup, between the business units and the startups ecosystem. I think really like Daniel, like you said, it's really about creating synergy, something that is good for all sides, either go-to-market, internal innovation, internal deployment. And there's several models that could be deployed, but at the end of the day, it's about creating business value that makes sense for all parties involved. So that's what we're focused on. Did some work also on 5G and a lot about it, and edge compute. So that's one of the areas I think are going to be a big game changer in the future of communications and compute in general.
Definitely, and also putting devices on the edge is what Shlomi's work is all about, right? So Shlomi, I mean, yes. You are creating edge devices. So, I mean, I can answer your question from a perspective of DT. So you get involved with people like me, yeah? Either through a conversation that we have here right now, or hit me on LinkedIn, apply to one of our programs if it fits from the topic. And what happens basically then is we will start looking inside our organization for somebody who is active on the business side of your proposal. Like Ofer just said, it's all about creating business value. The first thing that we will do, we will find somebody who would actually create business with your proposal. Because in your case, in another case, we might look for a technology partner. But in your case, I would look for the smart city units who's selling stuff via T-Systems to the municipalities, and find somebody there who's interested in cameras, and then make him do a prototype or a pilot with you, and see where that leads. Because from what I learned, if you don't answer the question of questions first, which is where is the money, you don't get very far in corporations like ours. That's true for DT. And you basically did the first step. So afterwards, we can have a conversation. You send me a pitch deck, and I will talk to the smart city units if they're interested in doing a pilot. Easy as that.
Okay, great.
It's all about finding the right people with a good intention.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not easy for companies like such as Deutsche Telekom and Telefonica.
The same here for Telefonica. You can reach me via LinkedIn. You can apply for our venture client program on our website, Viro.de. I can post it in the chat immediately. And I'm happy to receive any further information. I actually worked for Telefonica more than 10 years before I joined Viro and taking over the role as one of the managing directors there. So I have a huge network within Telefonica, and for each interesting solution, we talk to the relevant business units within Telefonica, and we get in touch and we try to combine it. And yeah, so just send me your deck.
So just to make sure, how do I reach you? I can just over LinkedIn and tell you that we met together in the session of the Europe Days, and you will.
I send you my email address.
Okay.
Yeah.
The email address is perfect. Great.
Yeah.
So I will say, what kind of information do you need? Technical brochure, something like this?
The actual pitch deck or product brochure would be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically the same for me, and this pitch deck must make clear what your ambitions are. So if it's just a generic product pitch deck, that would mostly not be. I would actually need some information on where you want to go with this. What is your intention? Why are you contacting us? So, and this is mainly because I have to weigh how serious you are. Not that I underestimate this, but the experience tells us that we have a lot of opportunities come to us, and we have a lot of people saying, I would love to do this, and you have to poke into this really hard because some of them are not set up for doing that yet. And they don't even know it, because one thing that also a lot of people not are aware, so if you start playing with these companies like DT, and they're complicated, they're big machines, like 240,000 people, yeah? And when they can for one ignore you, which is totally not a very nice thing to happen, and I know this because I was on the other side as well for some time, yeah. Or they can totally overwhelm you. So what we want to make sure is that, like I said, that this connection is beneficial for everybody. What I don't want to do is deliver you a proposal or get you involved with people that might waste your time or are not clear of what you want to reach. So we, like Katrin said, we are matchmakers, and we take this on the words to make it a match. Yeah, it's very important for us.
Yes, I think I agree with you. You know, I met with Excel a few years ago, and he was very impressed from our technology. Back then, it was not a product that we sell. It was only like a technology. So right now we're in a different situation. We actually have revenue. So I guess we are more mature to get also deeper into this collaboration, if there will be. And I will send you all the information and have a match.
Yeah. So let's the new joiner. Yeah. So that's Nate. Nate is investment principal at Hubraum, so he's part of our investment team. So if you need to talk numbers and money, then he's the guy to talk to, and he's located in Tel Aviv. So.
Hi, Nate.
Hey, nice to meet you all.
Exactly.
Actually, I also would have loved to be in Tel Aviv this year, but yeah. Daniel, you too, no?
Tell me about it.
Exactly.
I spent a significant amount of time in Asia, though, but only partially on my free will. But that's a different story.
Okay.
As Daniel said, like, thank you for the introduction. And currently, I'm in Tel Aviv, but I'm during the most of the year when there is no Corona. I'm between Tel Aviv and Berlin. Investing, Hubraum is investing across Europe and Israel. This is the main focus, but we have also the possibility to invest all over the world. So it's not just Europe and Israel. And we did already 2 investments in Israel, C-Value and Texel, and we're looking further to invest in the Israeli founders.
So your investment is a co-investment, right? You don't lead the investment, you just join it?
Exactly. So our model is matching. So we invest between 300K to 1 million. So we have B2B, B2C. My angle is B2B more. This is also what the Israeli founders is mostly the tech ecosystem over here. And we are matching the co-investors.
You are also going to pitch Hubraum later on, right?
Exactly. Florian did already the pitch of Hubraum, and I'm later on gonna at 2:45 Israel time. I'm gonna do a presentation about how to fundraise from European venture capitalists.
It's good fun. Cool. Yeah. So
you're located in Dubnov, right? In Tel Aviv, in the what is the name? You replaced Stephanie and Mor?
Exactly. So I was in the same team as Stephanie. So she was also in the Hubraum Fund. And we were located recently in the Hajjaj Towers in Tel Aviv. Okay. And now we moved to Ramat Gan to a new building.
Okay, so I think that I would like to meet, if it's possible, to meet with you again, because I just told Daniel I had a meeting a few years ago. It was still not mature, but now our technology is it's mature and it's a product, we are selling it. So I think it will be very interesting to show you about it.
Yeah, happy to do so. And I think it's also valuable for people who are listening, how to approach European corporates. It's like Daniel said, and Catherine, it's like a different, you can call it a dinosaur that people don't understand and don't grab the feeling of what is working with Deutsche Telekom. I was also, my background is.
We lost him.
Yeah,
actually, we also say, Telefonica is really a huge elephant. So it's really hard for startups or small companies to get into. So, and this is our platform.
Yeah.
But Daniel, he shows now interest, no? So you cannot say.
Yeah.
So guys, what are you guys doing in that, interesting in 5G with startups? I mean, I know Techcell, that they're a great startups, awesome technology and team, but what kind of things are you looking at?
So we started basically our journey in 5G. We started with a low latency compute, which was a program which was focusing solely on how the edge compute should be constructed, and what are the core use cases where latency is of relevance. And we ventured then into a 5G prototyping program where we looked at what is the use case there. Because, I mean, I don't know if you're aware, there's basically a triangle of functionalities, which is super high bandwidth, super low latency, and massive amount of devices in one cell. So that's basically in between those lines, always the use cases are located. But what is the one that commercializes best? So we went down to explore this. And I guess the focus areas right now are for industry is slicing, quality of service, of course, always ultra low latency, mostly not so heavily connected to a mobile edge. It's like a 50-50. So some use cases are not really relevant for the edge, but others are heavily relying on the edge. And on the consumer side, it's entertainment. It is entertainment, it's VR, AR, it's augmented reality. It is massive multiplayer online gaming. For now, you mentioned Techcell. There's a TV use case, which is where you put certain amounts or certain parts of the complete TV proposition to certain edge devices. It is in these areas. It is not in the area of autonomous cars. So there is, yes, teleoperated vehicles and certain functionalities of the autonomous devices are there, but there's no way that a car will be controlled out of the network completely.
Yeah, that's always funny. That
long way from that.
And that's always funny that people say, "Oh, 5G and autonomous cars." It's just
no.
It's going to be a long way till these two converge, but I think.
Yeah. I mean, they are somewhat connected. So.
Oh yeah, yes. There's a lot of. I mean, I think like teleoperations.
And we had some teams, so I don't know if you're aware, Re Technologies, they're now working out of the Drivery in Berlin, super smart team, and they had basically teleoperated vehicles out of Hubraum in Berlin, where they had the driving station in our offices and drove the car around Berlin, remote operated, which was all the barely legal, but it was fun, and they were totally relying on 4G. They were not even, they were saying like, okay, 5G, yeah, maybe, but why?
Yeah.
Because for teleoperations, they could even work with the latency of LTE. And
that's mainly because they're driving in low speeds, more
exactly.
exception, situation versus You know, they're not driving the Autobahn on telecommunications.
Yeah. David, hey.
Hi, Daniel. I saw that you asked people to join.
Yeah, I mean, if you were looking to be part of this conversation, we have another good 5 minutes to ramble around 5G, open innovation, how it works with corporates. We have a colleague here from AT&T, Katrin from Telefonica is here, Nate and I are from Deutsche Telekom/Hubraum. Shlomi is running a team out of Israel, so more on the startup side of things. And so you're welcome to the round and tell us what you do and tell us what you're interested in regards to open innovation, 5G, and corporates.
So I'm working on the low-level technology, and specifically I'm developing a power management IC. And one of the things in 5G is that in the paradigm of low latency, like Florian said before, and also ultra-high bandwidth and ultra-high reliability. So those are the three dimensions of the 5G paradigm. But no one is really mentioning that they expect these three things to happen at the same time. So that's one of the things that's emerging from 5G paradigm. And the second one is no one is talking about power consumption. So potentially the first one is kind of intractable to work on the three things at the same time. Maybe you can work on two of them at the same time. And the second one is that really the power consumption needs to be addressed. So with that, I'll have your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, with the 5G paradigm, and I would replace ultra reliability with a massive amount of devices in the paradigm. So that's for me the more thing. Of course, quality of service elements are there. Power management is a total issue. I mean, we are aware of that. Yeah. So so for everybody who doesn't know that, a 5G antenna and the 5G services uses significantly more power than a 4G device or a 4G only device. And if you have the both in conversation, you basically have to put up a new power line to your tower as well when you connect them. Yeah. So, and now you have to figure out how do you still work in a one eco-friendly way, but also in something that where your power bill doesn't drive you crazy. I mean, there's a couple of approaches. So we had last year last year and this year started a collaboration with a company that basically places super small renewable energy devices to cell towers. So they are doing small devices to at least ease the load on power consumption. And other than that, it's very smart switching and very smart mobile stack that is inside the tower that takes care of winding down energy consumption in a very efficient way. But I guess that's your field of expertise doing that.
So isn't it weird that the base station operator is actually worrying about the power bill, not so much the power itself, like physically, but the budget, the financial.
You mean the budget for energy, or what budget you mean?
The actual cost, the cost of energy, it's crazy. Like I could understand for the actual handset that you have a reduced power envelope, but in the base station you have more. You have as much power as you want in principle. Only that they're worried about the expense.
So yeah, but so I can only say for Deutsche Telekom. So the largest energy consuming company in Germany is the railway, Deutsche Bahn, and then there's I think one of the steel producing companies is next, and then I think Deutsche Telekom is the third or fourth largest power consumer in Germany. So it's not only the mobile base stations in the end, but it's all the supporting infrastructure that is there. Yeah. And as soon as you start building out bandwidth, so with 5G, you promise ultra high bandwidth to a lot of people. Yeah. So you have to, basically you're upgrading the whole infrastructure train until to the base tower. So it's not only the base tower that we are concerned of, but I mean, I guess I believe that a lot of this is also an efficiency game. Yeah? So the provider who has the most efficient setup in terms of energy consumption and then so on, also power bill, will have the most prevailing infrastructure in the end, because everybody's decoupling right now. Yeah? So everybody's taking his business and his infrastructure into two separate entities to have it somewhat virtualizable.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can only talk for Telefonica and now for Telefonica Germany, but we also say 5G offers us enhanced energy efficiency. So it's not that we have these challenges you just mentioned. The new mobile phones will consume less energy, emissions are also reduced, and we see a positive impact through 5G. More question, David, regarding this.
So in terms of the end user applications, do you have some like secret ideas that the customers want to implement?
So,
from use case perspective, you mean?
Yeah, some use cases.
I couldn't tell you any secrets. That's the point of secrets.
Of course.
I mean, I can tell you what's out there right now and what is visible. So for the consumer, it's mostly still entertainment, high bandwidth applications, ultra low latency in the regards of high-speed renderings that need to be available from the edge to the smartphone, so to offload compute, mainly in terms of game streaming, location calculations, and so on and so forth. And for the business, it's right now campus networks, network slicing, private networks, and those are the proposals that are there, all which can be established on LTE, of course, but you basically have a bit more portability and more bandwidth abilities to move around on the spectrum of 5G. Yeah? So that's what's happening in this world. I think, I don't know, how much time do we have left?
I think it's time for Klein Bierchen.
Ein Bierchen, yeah. So it's time for a Bierchen.
Ah, yeah, I saw it. It's beer time.
Yeah.
Really?
Exactly.
Yeah. So guys, thanks for your time. So if you want to contact me, go to my profile, check my LinkedIn. I guess the same goes for Katrin and Nate, and also for Ofer.
Yep.
Happy to have any conversation anytime. Shlomi, send your pitch deck, and Nate, so we can take this conversation further.